Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Jai Shri Ram. Welcome to our next episode in our complete reading of Srimad Valmiki Ramayana. In the previous episode, we saw the conversation between Manthara and Kaikeyi, how Manthara was trying to influence Kaikeyi's thought process, and how Kaikeyi stayed clear in her mind that Sri Ramachandra was a very good choice to be the king, and how she felt so happy when she got to know that Sri Ramachandra is going to be the king. And she was not really worried about the fate of Bharata or anyone. She said, Sri Ramachandra loves me, I love Sri Ramachandra, and I don't see a difference between Bharata and Sri Ramachandra, which is a greatly admirable quality. Now, Mandhara, who became very, very angry, and actually Kaikeyi goes on to a place where she says, I would give whatever you want because you brought such a wonderful news of SriRamapattabhisheka to me. To that, Manthara is responding. So Manthara clearly lost her opening argument, but now she wants to persist and she wants to influence. So she's persisting. See, this is a problem that happens with us in our lives. Anyone who tells good to us, they won't persist for very long with us, but anyone who is trying to harm us, right, they will persist for a very, very long amount of time and they will not leave us till they bring us down. That is what Manthara is doing here. Please try to understand that and please try to see what Manthara is talking and how she is talking, because we are in a world that is filled with Mantharas. We are not getting people who are giving us good advice, but people who are trying to pull us down, we see them everywhere. That's why Ramayana is applicable even today. Okay. Mandhara tvabhyasuyaina mrutsujya bharanam chadat uvachedam tato vakyam kopa dukkha samanvita. So Mandhara now started showing her restlessness, and the ornament that Kaikey gifted to her, she put it away and started talking like this. Harsha kimidamasthane krutavatyasi balise sokasagara madhyastam atmanam navabudhyase. Again she is saying, O Mudha. She is again addressing Kaikeyi by saying that, O lady without an intellect. When you read for the first time, you still feel like this, right? How can a servant, I mean, okay, we understand the relationship is much bigger than a servant and a queen, but then she's directly attacking the intellect and Kaikei is not responding. She's saying, you are in the middle of Soka Sagara. Soka is sorrow, Sagara is ocean. So you are in the middle of Soka Sagara, you are in the middle of the ocean of misery and you are not realizing it. Why are you being happy at a time when you are supposed to be sad? This is what Mandhara is asking. So she is continuing. She is saying, Manasa prahasamitvam devi dukkharta sadi yacho chitavye hrushtasi prapyedam yasanam mahat. Now she is saying, O Rani, O Queen, how are you staying so calm at this point of time? Why are you being happy? This is a time for you to feel sorrow. You know, I am engulfed by sorrow, and when I look at you, I can't but laugh. I'm just laughing at your ignorance. And then, Bharatadeva Ramasya Rajya Sadharanat Bhayam Tadvishinte Vishannasmi Bhayam Bhitadijayate. You know, Bharata has an equal claim on the throne like Sri Ramachandra, and Sri Rama is afraid of Bharata. And whenever I think of this, I am feeling sad. And that's why Dasharatha is doing this. So you should now start thinking. Lakshmano hi maheshwaso ramam sarvatmanagata satrughnaschami bharatam kakustam lakshmano yadha. See, Lakshmana is always with Sri Ramachandra. Satrughna is always with Bharata. So, Prityasanna kramenapi bharatasya bhamini rajyakramo vipakrushta tayos vatkani yasoho. So she is saying, because they both were born very close to each other, Sri Ramachandra and Bharata. I mean, when we were discussing the birth of Sri Ramachandra, in that particular episode, we discussed that it was a few hours of a difference. Punarvasu was the nakshatra of Sri Ramachandra and Pushyami was the nakshatra of Bharata. They both are adjacent nakshatras, right? And so, after Sri Ramachandra, it's Bharata who can take the throne. Shatrughna and Lakshmana were born a little later, hence they are not going to have a claim for the throne. So Vidusha Kshatra Charitre Prajnasya Praptakarinah Bhaya Pravete Ramasya Chintayanti Tavatmajam. Sri Ramachandra is a Vidvamsa. So even the harshest critics, the person who is trying to do the maximum harm to Sri Ramachandra, also in Sri Ramayana, acknowledges the fact that Sri Ramachandra is a Rajaniti Daksha, is a Vidvamsa, he is one who knows politics in and out. And she's saying, once if he becomes a king, before a lot of time elapses, he would be able to get all his works done and he would get the acceptance of the people very, very quickly. That's why I am worried, I am shivering whenever I think about your son, that is Bharata. And then now see, till now she talked about Sri Ramachandra, and now she has instilled a fear about Bharata's future in Kaikeyi's mind. Now she is also trying to bring in another angle. Look at the way, I mean, look at the amount of effort a person who with a bad intention is putting just to stop something that is actually going to be good. Right now she's saying, Subhaga Kalu Kausalya Yasyah Putro Shekshate Yavvarajyena Mahata Swah Pushyena Dujottamaihi. Kausalya is an extremely lucky woman because her son is going to become the Yuvaraja tomorrow morning. Praptam Sumahatim Pritim Pratitam Tam Hatadvisham Upasthasyati Kausalyam Dasivattam Kutanjalihi. Now she is bringing in the jealous factor. See, both of them are married to the same man, so jealousy or having feelings against each other is something which is quite common, right? And now she's trying to stoke that flame in the heart of Kaikeyi. She's saying, Kausalya, because her son would become the king, she would be in the leading position tomorrow. Till now, you were at the helm of affairs amongst the queens, but now Kausalya is going to take it, and in front of her, you will have to stand with folded hands or crossed hands. Evam chetam sahasmabhi stasya preshya bhavishyati putrasya tavaramasya preshya bhavam gamishyati. Now she's saying, Kausalya would be leading and you would stand like a dasi near her, and what would your son do? Your son would stand like a dasa, or dasa is a servant. So your son would stand like a servant in front of Sri Ramachandra. And then she's saying, Hruштah kalu bhavishyanti ramasya paramastriyah aprahruштah bhavishyanti snushaste bharatakshaye. Okay. Mandhara is now making, I paused here to just give the impact for you. Manthara here is talking about something which we can't even imagine. She is saying, Ramasya Paramastriyaha. See, we all know Sri Ramachandra is Ekapatni Vrata. Manthara is saying, all the wives of Sri Ramachandra will now be very happy. Now, why did she use this word? And then she is also saying, Aprahrushta bhavishyanti snushaste bharatakshe. And all your daughter-in-laws who are wives of Bharata are going to have a bad time. Now, how can we explain this? Because we know Sri Ramachandra is Ekapatni Vrata, and Ekapatni Vrata is one of the important characteristics of Sri Ramachandra. Then why is this lady using all these sorts of words? That answer is, Manthara is assuming now that Sri Ramachandra would get married multiple times. That's her assumption. That's her assumption again. And even Bharata would get married multiple times because they are Kshatriyas and they have the right to marry any number of times. So the Bahubharyatva or the Dakshinanayakatva, which is given to Kshatriyas or the kings, is being referred to here. But this doesn't mean that it would happen, but this is her assumption. Okay, she is making this assumption, and when she said all this, Kaikeyi gave a smile. Tam drushtva paramapritam brahmantim mandharam tataha ramasyeva gunan devi Kaikeyi prasamsaha. Kaikeyi looked at Manthara and she realized that this Manthara is, not in the best of the frame of the mind. And she gave a smile and said, this is Kaikeyi's answer. Look at how beautifully she speaks here. Dharmagno guruviddantaha कृतज्ञ सत्यवाक् शुचिः रामो राज्ञ सुतो ज्येष्ठो यव्वराज्यो मतिर्हति. Manthara, why are you so agitated, Ray? Why are you thinking like this? See, Rama knows all sorts of dharmas. He has learned all sorts of vidyas. He is a Kritagnya. If you do even a small help, Rama will not forget it. Sri Ramachandra will not forget it. He is a person who always speaks the truth. His character is Nirmala. Nirmala is, he is not agitated, he is soft, he is On the surface of it, it looks wonderful. Nirmala, very clean, very controlled. Okay, Nirmala. And he is the eldest son. Forget everything else. Okay, I have a son, but he is the eldest son, and the eldest in a family is the heir to the throne. That's as simple as that. So he is the eldest son. Okay, and so by all qualifications, it's Sri Ramachandra who should become the Yuvaraja. Manthara, your worries are misplaced. Why are you thinking all this? Dhatrun Bhutyam cha Dirghayuhu Pitruvat Palayishyati Santapyase Kadham Kubje Srutva Ramabhishechanam. Kubja, now for the first time, even Kaikey is addressing her as Kubja, means someone with a body features are twisted. So she's saying it's not indirectly, the meaning here is that it's not just your body that is twisted, your mind is also twisted, your heart is also in a twisted shape. Okay, Sri Ramachandra, he would take care of all his brothers and he would take care of everyone who is living at the mercy of the king. Okay, and he would rule the kingdom just the way his father has ruled. Why are you worried when Sri Rama is becoming the Yuvaraja? Bharataschapi Ramasya Dhruvam Varshasat Param Pitru Paitamaham Rajyam Avapta Purusharshabha. Okay, Sri Ramachandra would rule for 100 years, and I know Sri Ramachandra better, and after 100 years, he would definitely invite Bharata. Now, 100 years in a context, because we have to look at the context, because his father ruled for 60,000 years. So 100 years is a very small number there, and because 100 out of 60,000, right? So Ramchandra would probably rule for 100 years, and then he will ask that something that Ikshvakus have been doing. He would now invite Bharata and say, "Hey Bharata, why don't you rule for some time?" Okay, and then Bharata would rule. Why are you worried, Manthara? And Manthara, do you know something? This is Abhyudaya for us. Good things are happening for us, and these things are going to continue. And in the days to come, more better things are going to happen. Why are you crying unnecessarily? Yatha me bharato manyasda bhuyo viragavah kausalyato tiriktam cha sohi susrushite himam. He's saying, I love Bharata. I love Rama equally. In fact, I love Rama more than Bharata. And do you know something? Hey Mandara, he serves me more than his own mother. Rajyam yidhi ramasya bharatasyapi tattada manyate hi yadatmanam tadha bhratrumsya ragavah. If Rama gets the kingdom, it actually means that even Bharata has the kingdom. Rama does not differentiate between himself and his brothers. See, we saw this quality in Rama, right? When he was at Kausalya, just like one episode ago or 2 episodes ago, we saw this, where Sri Ramachandra, when he looks at Lakshmana, he says, Lakshmana, you should sit along with me and rule the kingdom. So that's what Kaikey is also saying. See, Sri Ramachandra is such a good person that if he is the king, he would ensure that all four brothers are enjoying equal amount of comforts and they have equal amount of responsibilities. Sri Ramachandra does not have a differentiation between himself and his other brothers. Kaikeyi here is telling Mandhara very clearly that, hey Mandhara, your priorities are misplaced, your mind is not in its right position, so you are really talking very, very bad things. Now, will Mandhara give up, or what would she do, and how would she convince Kaikeyi? That's for us to see in our next episode. Okay, I'm trying to cover each and every shloka of these conversations because I really want us to understand how evil works and how we should stay strong. See, Kaikeyi is still strong in spite of so much of brainwashing that Mandara is trying to do. Kaikeyi is still strong. We'll see where she weakens in our next episode. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayaha, sarve bhadrani pasyantu, ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhavet. सर्वं श्री साई महाराज चरणारविंदार्पणमस्तु। स्वस्ति। जय श्री राम।